to talk about the law of sines. This is section 5.5. We have 5.5 to cover and 5.6. Then we will be done with this chapter. So we definitely will be through this chapter by the end or before spring break. So we'll be able to spend some SAT time, and then after we come back after SATs, we can practice for the AP test and be ready to go. Okay? So, first thing I want to talk about is if we have a triangle, because that's what we're talking about in this chapter, maybe. Let's go with, alright, so let's say I have a triangle. And this triangle, anytime we have a triangle, we have A, angle B, and angle C. We always use capital letters when we refer to the angles. Directly across from them is side A, side B, and side C. We use lowercase for the sides. Now this is finding sides and angles of non-right triangles. Okay? So we're going to be able to do it differently. No more Pythagorean theorem. You can't find it other ways. We're going to do what we call the law of sines. So the law of sines follows ratios. Those ratios are the sine of A divided by side A is equal to the sine of angle B, this is divided by side B, which is equal to the sine of angle C divided by side C. So, if we are given certain information, we're going to be able to use these ratios to find the additional piece. So, out of two ratios, we have to have three pieces of info to solve for one missing. Okay? So, we can use that depending on what those ratios are. So, we're going to jump right into example number 1, and we'll see how this works. There we go. For example number 1, if I give you a triangle, let me get another triangle up here. All right, here's my triangle. I'll label this A, B, and C. And in my triangle, we're going to say that angle A is 32 degrees. We're going to say that side A is 17. And we're going to say that side B is 11. So we still need to find side C, angle B, and angle C. We have three pieces of information we need to find. The information we do have is the angle A and side A. So that's going to be our starting ratio. We're going to say we have the sine of 32 divided by 17 equals. Now the other piece of information we have is side B, which is 11. So what we don't know is the sine of angle B. To solve this, we are going to cross multiply. So we have 17 sine B equals 11 sine 32. To get sine B by itself, we're going to divide by 17. And then what do you have to put in your calculator in order to find the angle? The arc sine, sine inverse, right? So you're going to type in your calculator, you're going to use this button, and you're going to fill in that parenthesis behind it with 11 sine 32 divided by 17. What does your calculator need to be set in? Degrees. So this is going to tell us angle B. Yes. You got to do sine inverse. The sine with a little negative 1. You got it to be 20, Colin, is that correct? Okay. All right, so we know in our triangle that this angle is 20.05. We don't have side C or angle C yet. What can I do to find angle C? No, you cannot. All right, so in order to find this third angle, we took 180 and subtracted 32 plus 20.05. And we got angle C to equal 127.95. So now we can find side C. We're going to use our original ratio. So we have sine 32 over 17 equals, we have angle C, so we're going to say the sine of 127.95 divided by side C. Now to solve this, we have to cross multiply. So we have C times sine 32 equals 17 sine 127.95. And then we divide by, so we get C equals 17 sine 127.95 divided by sine 32. Tell me what C equals. $25.3? Okay, so we are going to use these ratios to find all the sides of all the triangles. None of the triangles are right angles. We have to use these ratios. All right, so let's try another one. Yes. No. No. All right, here we go with example number 2. All right, again, I need to get myself a triangle. Let's go with this one. Scroll up to where? I think just like the answers for what he is. Yeah, just a minute. There you go. You're welcome. You got it? Yeah. All right. So, again, this is going to be A, here's B, and here's C. And for this one, I'm going to tell you that angle A is 49. Side A is 32. And side B is 28. Oops. Go back up a little bit. There we go. So, again, we need to find angle B, angle C, and side C. So I'm actually going to put these here. I need to find angle B, angle C, and side C. First ratio we set up has to do with our angle A and side A. We start with the sine of 49 divided by what's directly across from it, 32, equals, we don't have any information about angle B, so we're going to say sine B divided by what? 28. Good. Now we go ahead and cross multiply. So I actually get sine B equals 28 sine 49 divided by 32. How do I put that in my calculator? With the inverse. So you're putting sine inverse of 28 sine 49 divided by 32. That means that B equals what? 41.33? Okay, that's angle B, 41.33. I'm going to put up there. Now, how is it again that I find angle C? Yeah, so I'm going to take 180 minus 49 plus 41.33. What do we get for angle C? All right. So the last thing we have to find is side C. So we start with our original ratio again. So I have sine 49 over 32 equals sine 89.67 over C. So now we cross multiply. We get C equals 32 sine 89.67 divided by sine 49. C equals what, Colin? So this is 42.4. Does everybody agree? All right. So I'd like to do one more, just one more, where I'm not giving you A's to begin with. We give you something else and see if we can't figure out what we need to set up and what we need to find. Okay? Yep. So here we go. Example number 3. This will be our last one. All right, so again, if this is my A, my B, and my C, let's say angle B is 16, angle C is 103, and side C is 12. So what are we missing this side? We're missing angle A, we're missing side A, and we're missing side B. That's the 3 pieces of information we need to find. What ratio do we have everything of, A, B, or C? So that's what we're going to start with.
Well, we can start by getting angle A.
We can. You can get angle A if you want to. I'm going to start with C. So I'm going to do the sine of 103 over 12, because that's my angle C over side C, equals sine 16 over side B. So now I cross multiply. I'm going to get B equals 12 sine 16 divided by sine 103. And does everybody understand where I got this when I cross multiplied? I multiplied B over to here, 12 over there, and then I divided by sine, right? Okay. So who wants to put that in the calculator for me? 3 point what? 3.4. All right, so I have 3.4 right here. We can find angle A by taking 180 and subtracting 16 plus 103. So angle A equals what? So I have 61 here. So what's the last thing I need to find yet? I need to find side A. I'm going to start with my original ratio again. So I have sine 103 over 12 equals sine 61 over side A. Again, we cross multiply. So A equals 12 sine 61 over sine 103. Thank you. Does anybody have a question how this law of sines works for today? All right, so you only have 8 problems to do, right? You need to stay organized. Make sure that I'll be able to find your answers, whether you write them in one section next to your triangle, you write them on the triangle, but make sure I can see them in your work.
But they give us a triangle out.
Well, they give you the triangle on the first 4, and then the next 4, they just give you the values for each angle.